My name is Abigail,
My name is Judith.
My name is Erica Todd.
and our lecture will be about South America. These are the topics that we will talk about in our lecture. The approximate locations of South America is in the Western Hemisphere. The latitude is 12 degrees north to 55 degrees south, and the longitude is 35 degrees west to 81 degrees west. The Pacific Ocean is on the west of the continent, the Atlantic Ocean is to the east, and the Caribbean Sea is to the northwest. The nations and its capitals of South America are Argentina, with its capital being Buenos Aires, Bolivia with its capital Sucre, Brazil with the capital Brasilia, Chile with its capital Santiago, Colombia with the capital Bogota, Ecuador with its capital Quito, French Guiana with the capital Cayenne, Guyana with the capital of Georgetown, Paraguay with Asunción, Peru with Lima, Suriname with the capital Paramaribo, Uruguay with its capital Montevideo, and finally Venezuela with its capital Caracas. The major landforms in South America is the Andes Mountains, as shown on the map on the left. The mountains are alongside the Pacific Ocean. The Guiana Highlands and Angel Falls are located in northeastern South America. The Llanos are located in Chile and Ecuador. The Brazilian Highlands located in central and southeastern Brazil. The Pantanal in central western Brazil. The Gran Chaco located in central South America as well. Mount Aconcagua located in the Andes Mountains ranges in Mendoza Province, Argentina. The main rivers are the Amazon, Orinoco, and Paraguay. Some of the lakes are Rio de la Plata, which is between Argentina and Uruguay, and Lago dos Patos is in Brazil. Both lakes are 180 miles long. Then Lake Maracaibo is in the northwestern Venezuela and is 130 miles long. Lake Titicaca, which is between Peru and Bolivia, is 120 miles long. The climate of South America is for the most part wet and humid. The desert region of Chile is the driest part of South America. The wettest place in South America is Quibdó in Colombia, that receives an annual rainfall of 350 inches. The four regions of South America that have heavy rainfall are the Amazon River Basin, coastal parts of French Guiana, Guyana and Suriname, and the southwestern coast of Chile, Colombia, and Ecuador. The countries in southern South America, such as Chile and Argentina, have lower temperatures with less rainfall. South America is one of the most mineral-rich regions in the world. Chile and Peru are top global producers of copper, while Brazil has huge iron ore reservoirs. Bolivia and Argentina form part of the lithium triangle, which supplies much of the world's lithium for batteries. These resources play a big role in exports and economic growth. Venezuela holds some of the world's largest oil reserves, and Brazil has become an important offshore oil producer. Natural gas is found across the region as well. Hydropower is also a major energy source, especially in countries like Brazil and Paraguay, which use large river systems to generate electricity. South America has extremely fertile farmland, especially in the Pampas region of Argentina and parts of Brazil. The continent is a major global supplier of soybeans, sugarcane, and coffee. It also has a large cattle industry. These agricultural exports are essential to many South American economies. The Amazon rainforest is one of the largest forest resources on Earth. It provides timber, medicinal plants, and other natural products. It's also one of the world's most biodiverse ecosystems. However, these resources are threatened by deforestation and unsustainable development. South America has some of the largest freshwater systems in the world. The Amazon basin holds about 20% of the planet's fresh water. The Guarani Aquifer is one of the biggest underground water reserves on Earth. These water resources support farming, transportation, and energy production. The Pacific coast, especially off Peru and Chile, has one of the world's richest fishes zones due to cold, nutrient-rich currents. Anchovy, tuna, and other species support both local consumption and export industry. These fisheries are important for food security and employment.
So the approximate population size of South America is about 438.1 million people. The populations of each country are as the following. So Argentina is 45.9 million, Bolivia is 12.6 million, Brazil is 212.8 million, Chile is 19.9 million, Colombia 53.4, Ecuador 18.3, French Guiana 313,666 approximately, Guyana 835,986, Paraguay is about 7 million, Peru 34.6 million, Suriname 639,850, Uruguay is about 3.4 million, and then Venezuela is 28.5 million. The most populated nation in South America is Brazil with about 212 million people. Five of the most populated cities in South America, going from highest to lowest. The highest is Sao Paulo, Brazil, with 22 million people. Then we have Buenos Aires, Argentina, with 15.3 million. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, with 13.5 million. Lima, Peru, with 11.2 million. And then Bogota, Colombia, with 10.9 million people. Some major civilizations. So the early indigenous civilizations, before the rise of large empires, South America was home to thousands of distinct indigenous groups. These communities developed fishing cultures along the coasts, farming societies inland, and complex trade networks. Their diversity laid the foundation for the more centralized civilizations that came later on. The Inca Empire dominated western South America, stretching through modern Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina. They created the most advanced road system in the ancient Americas and engineered terrace farming in the Andes. Machu Picchu is one of their most famous architectural achievements. Their society was highly organized with centralized leadership and efficient resource distribution. Alongside the Inca, many other civilizations flourished, such as the Moche, Nazca, Chavin, Mapuche, Guarani, and Arawak. The Spanish and Portuguese colonization. So European colonization drastically changed South America. The Spanish conquered the Inca Empire while Portugal took control of Brazil. Colonization brought forced labor, disease, and the destruction of indigenous political systems. Spanish and Portuguese became the dominant languages, and Catholicism spread widely. This period set the stage for modern borders and cultural identities. Millions of Africans were forcibly taken to South America as well, especially to Brazil, to work on plantations and in mining. Their descendants played a major role in shaping South American culture, influencing religion, music such as samba and cumbia, cuisine, and social traditions. Afro-descendant communities remain vital parts of the region's identity today. Um, in the early 19th century, South American colonies fought for independence from Spain and Portugal. Leaders like Simón Bolivar and José de San Martin led major military campaigns. By about 1830, most of the continent had established independent nations, however. These movements reshaped political systems but also led to new challenges like border conflicts and internal inequalities. In the 20th and 21st centuries, South American countries have experienced periods of rapid economic growth, but also inequality and political instability. Many nations shifted from military rule to democracy. Today, South America is highly urbanized with diverse cultures shared by indigenous Europeans. And then lastly, some major languages and religions. So Spanish is the main language in most South American countries, including Colombia, Argentina, Chile, and Peru. Portuguese is dominant in Brazil, which is the largest country on the continent. So smaller regions like Suriname and Guyana speak Dutch and English, while French Guiana uses French. These colonial languages still influence government, education, and media today. Indigenous languages are still an important part of South American identity, however. Girawana is unique because it is official national language in Paraguay and spoken by most of the population. The Amazon rainforest is also home to hundreds of smaller languages, many of which are endangered due to the declining populations and cultural pressure. Creole and mixed languages. So in coastal and river regions, especially in places like Guyana, Suriname, and parts of Brazil, Creole languages developed as a mix of African, indigenous, and European words. These languages formed as communities blended traditions under colonial rule. Today, they reflect the region's multicultural heritage. Some major religions include Christianity, Catholicism, and Protestant and evangelical. They've grown quite quickly in recent decades. At the same time, many indigenous spiritual traditions continue, especially at the Andes and Amazon, often blending with Christian practices. Afro-descendant communities developed unique religions that mix African spiritual beliefs with Catholic elements. In Brazil, Candomblé and Umbanda are major examples. Other countries have syncretic traditions that combine Christian saints with African or indigenous deities. These religions reflect resilience and cultural survival across all countries. Today, many South American countries are becoming more religiously diverse with increasing numbers of evangelical, non-religious, and Afro-descendant believers. There's also a major movement to preserve and revive indigenous languages, especially in Bolivia, Peru, and Paraguay.
South America is blended heritage, which means that its culture is shaped by three main influences, those being indigenous traditions, European colonization, and African heritage. Clothing and traditional dress. In Peru and Bolivia, it's common to see brightly colored Andean textiles, ponchos, polleras, which are skirts, and chullos, which are knit hats. Brazil has colorful carnival costumes and African influenced outfits in Bahia. Chile has ponchos, huaso hats, which are similar to that of cowboy culture. And Argentina has guacho clothing that includes white pants called bombachas and leather boots. For food, Peru is known for its ceviche, potatoes, and quinoa. Brazil for quijada, pão de queijo, and açaí. Argentina, empanadas and asado, which is barbecue. Colombia, arepas and bandeja paisa. Chile, pastel de choclo, which is corn pie. Amazonian folklore includes Yakumama, which is a giant serpent said to live in the rivers, and Curupira, which is a forest spirit with backward feet that protects animals. The Andean folklore, which is Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador, believe in Pachamama, which is Mother Earth, and they believe it's a deity that's still honored in rituals. They believe in El Equeco, which is the spirit of abundance and good luck. For music in the Andes region, it uses panpipes, which are called zamponas, flutes, which are called cuenas, and drums and charangos. They're inspired by Inca traditions. The dances include huaño, marinera, and diabla. For Brazil, music includes samba, bossa nova, and foro. Dances include samba, capoeira, and frevo. In Argentina and Uruguay, music, it's known for tango, and its dances include tango, mariongna, and cueca. One of the most common form of democratic republics is the presidential republics. Countries where the president is head of state and government is in Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Paraguay, and Bolivia. Its characteristics include that the president is elected by popular vote, there's separation of powers in the executive, legislative, and judicial, and it's a multi-party political system. Two organizations would be the OAS, which is the Organization of American States. It includes all countries in the Americas and focuses on democracy, human rights, and regional cooperation. The second one would be the UNASUR, which is the Union of South American Nations. It's aimed at political and economic integration, and many countries suspended membership due to disagreements. Two issues would be drug trafficking. It's a major issue, especially in Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Peru, and Ecuador. Its effects would be violence, corruption, border conflicts, and weakening of state institutions. The second one is urban crime and violence, and its high rates are in Brazil, Venezuela, and Colombia and Ecuador. One economic organization is the Mercosur, which is the Southern Common Market. Its members are Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay. It's the largest and most important economic bloc. Its goals are to free trade among members, common external tariffs, and to have economic cooperation. This helps countries coordinate agriculture, manufacturing, and trade. The second one is CAN, which is from the Andean community. Its members are Bolivia, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru, and it encourages reduced trade barriers, movement of goods, people, and services, and shared economic policies. Levels of development include upper middle income countries, which is Chile, Uruguay, Argentina, and Brazil. Lower middle income countries, which is Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, and Paraguay. And lower income / developing countries, which are Bolivia, Venezuela, and Guyana, and Suriname. Some economic development issues would be inflation, which is severe in some countries, including Venezuela and Argentina. This weakens savings, wages, and investment. The second one is poverty and rural underdevelopment. Many rural areas lack things like clean water, modern farming tools, quality schools, and healthcare. Indigenous regions are often the most underdeveloped. And family structure, extended families are common, especially in rural areas. Close family ties and multi-generational households. Respect for elders is culturally important, and in cities, nuclear families are becoming more family. Their social class structure. South America's societies often have strong class divisions. In upper class, it's wealthy landowners and business elites. Middle class, professionals growing but unevenly across countries. Lower class is rural workers, indigenous communities, and informal laborers. Income inequality is among the highest in the world here. Some social issues include education inequality. There's gaps between wealthy urban schools and poor rural schools. Many indigenous children lack access to quality education, and literacy rates aren't improving, but resources remain unequal. The second one is healthcare access. Quality healthcare is mainly only in major cities. Rural areas in poor regions lack hospitals and doctors. And Brazil and Chile have better systems while others are struggling. South America is the fourth largest continent, known for its diverse geography, vibrant cultures, and with a population of over 438.10 million people, with Brazil being the most populated. The region has a lot of natural resources and agricultural products. South America is a continent of vast landscape with major language and religions, culture, social customs, music, and dances, and significant historical importance. Its diverse political structure, economic organization, level of development, and economic development issues continue to shape its identity and influence on the global stage.